Lumiose is being rebuilt in the new Pokemon Legends game, so let's design some logos for the businesses around the city. Since it looks like this game might be us in the past, building up the current day Lumiose, I think it will be quite fun if we do some logos for shops that we know will eventually exist in Lumiose, plus some new ones featuring some of the most iconic Gen 6 Pokemon. To kick things off, let's make a design around Furfrou. They showed up in the first trailer and already have their own store in current day Lumiose called Furfrou, so I think it only makes sense. Furfrou is one of those Pokemon that just doesn't get the respect it deserves. While it isn't the best competitively and hasn't been around since the 3DS days, what other Pokemon do you know that has 10 distinct forms? And it's a dog! See? They're awesome! Now, Furfrou is a very elegant and bougie Pokemon, so whatever we create, we have to capture this energy. I started by going through all my fonts and picking out all the best script fonts and best serif fonts, so they have the most fancy feeling to them. Text aside, what other design aspects do we have to work with? Well, there are 10 Furfrou forms, so it would be stupid to just ignore all that. Let's ignore all that. If you want to make a design that captures the essence of Furfrou as a whole, haircuts like the Pharaoh trim and the Dandy trim feel a bit too specific and don't work super well with each other. But with these three, other than them being more common, they also have shapes that work nicely together and are a lot better suited as simple design elements. I started playing around with different ways to organize the three shapes, and then I was like, you know what, let me go read some Pokédex entries. I know it's a fancy dog with fancy haircuts, but maybe there's more to it that I don't know about that can help us out here. Turns out that these dogs were historically designated as guardians of the old kings of Kalos. So these dogs ain't just bougie, they're monarchy levels of bougie. And nothing screams monarchy like stolen priceless goods, so my next idea was to start illustrating a crown. Now I love the end result, but there's so many bad design choices in the middle, so let's run through them real quick. Crown with the Furfrou symbols? Not massively elegant, but I like the idea. Crown with the Furfrou symbols, but the crown is also a comb? Let's just move past this. Serif typefaces mixed in with the symbols. Not bad, but it's lacking a certain aspect of visual fun that an in-game Pokemon logo would definitely have. Regular crown. The regular crown kinda looks like a face. Could we make it a Furfrou face? We shouldn't make it a face. Face crown with hair is even worse. Back to the drawing board. We have a few design elements to work with, let's mix and match a few. Diamond plus crown? Decent but boring. Diamond plus scissors? I actually kinda like this. We made the scissors thinner for a more sleek feel and worked a diamond into the space between the blades. This is the best one so far, but it's still lacking that Pokemon charm. Crown plus comb using the same base shape? I like the idea, but it doesn't quite fit the vibe that we're going for. Oh cool, it's worse now. I brought in a sketch that I just drew and vectored over it using only straight lines. It's a little rough, but this might be something? Let's round it out a bit. Add some cuts to the hair, fancy script font. Okay, not bad, but I think we can make it even better with the angular Furfrou. Okay, go back. Alright, I'm liking the composition here, but the Furfrou needs more work. Turning the Furfrou into the letter F was stupid, let's ignore that. We still want to work in at least one of the other design elements, right? What if the angular Furfrou had an angular crown? And even better yet, the diamond can be inside. Let's line up the hair with the crown to make them go at the same angle. Now it's time for some color. We'll have an off black and Furfrou white as the two main variations, but for the accent colors, option 1 has the crown and text in a golden yellow to represent the crown. Option 2 is just the golden crown. Option 3 has a diamond inside the crown being colored gold, and option 4 is simply a flat black and white. I think option 4 works the best because it's by far the most sleek. After this, I wanted to try out a few more font options. I didn't spend ages picking out all of these for nothing. Lucky for me, one of the new ones I picked out ended up working a whole lot better. And now, without further ado, introducing Furfrou, fabulously fresh fur. We've got black and white versions and versions with different symbols in the crown. I feel like these can be used pretty nicely for different elements in their branding. I think it looks especially good white on black, but let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Also, why not drop a like and subscribe while you're down there? If this is well received, I might make a part 2 with even more Pokemon. And if I do make another, let me know who you want to see. Now, on to the next Pokemon. This next one isn't directly based on one specific store in Lumiose, but if you've played X and Y, I'm sure you remember the absolute abundance of coffee shops there. So I thought it would be fun to design some branding for a brand new cafe. You might be wondering what Pokemon we're gonna use this time. I had a few ideas at first with a few different Kalos Pokemon, with my 2 rules being that the name either had to have alliteration or needed to be whimsical enough to perfectly fit into the world of Pokemon. Crystal Coffee using carbon cardantha fancy as the mascot. It's okay, but when I'm drinking coffee, I don't want to be thinking about rocks and caves and gravel and minerals and ores. Slurp Up Cafe using Slurpuff as a mascot? I think we're getting closer. Also, I forgot how cute Slurpuff is and also forgot that it even existed. I'm sorry, Slurpuff, you're cool. And the final name we landed on? Flabébé Caféfé. I thought this name was really stupid, but I couldn't stop laughing after I wrote it down, so I think it ticks off the whimsical box quite nicely. Now, how about that design? We're starting off with fonts like we normally do, but cafes can have so many different vibes, so there were so many different fonts to choose from. We could make it nice and fancy, but we already did something like that for Furfrou, so I think it would be best if we took a more playful approach here. Flabébé is always holding onto a flower, so let's make some flowers and then see where that takes us. We have a circle in the middle of the flower. Why not another circle on the outside that we can use for a coffee cup? Also, notice how my lines are way thicker now because we're going for a much more playful look. I tried putting the handle on the bottom of the cup and adding some leaves to make it both a coffee cup and a flower stem, but this is now no longer a coffee cup. It's just a weird flower, so let's reconsider some things. Flabébé has a ring of pollen around its head. Maybe we can incorporate that into the cup instead of a flower? Okay, there's too much going on now. Back to the flower. But let's make it an outline and remove the middle. Then put the handle back to the side. It's nothing crazy, but at least it's looking like a coffee cup again. I picked out one of the bubblier fonts from my selection and wrapped it around the cup. This is a pretty common design trope among coffee shop logos, but I see why. This goes hard. Normally I would wait until the design is more or less finished before adding color, but I just wanted to see how it would look and see just how far off we were from actually being done. Honestly, with a couple more tweaks, I can see this looking really good. Right now, the text doesn't feel the same as the illustration, so we added a similar black outline, filled in the gaps, and we might be cooking, hold on. Let's also have a chunky drop shadow pointing down, and I think this might be it. Introducing Flabébé Caféfé. Pollinate your taste buds. I put it on a mock-up too, and it's so fun and vibrant. I love fun branding like this. It's also very funny how much neater the artboard was for this compared to Furfrou's. Like, this was Flabébé's and this was Furfrou's. Flabébé on top for real. Now, that just leaves us with our final design. Does anybody else remember how heavily they advertised riding Go-Go around a city? But when it actually came to it, it only took you down half a street, moved slower than your actual player character, and you couldn't even control it yourself? Let's make Go-Go actually cool. If you've been watching the channel for a while now, you might remember that we actually made a Go-Go logo already all the way back in our Violet design log, and I think it would be really cool to build up off of this. But first, here's a bit of context. So it's a mount Pokemon Go-Go rideshare. There you go. I know it lets people ride it around and all that, like a rideshare app. It's called Go-Goat because it's a goat that goes. We could call it Go-Go-Go-Go. Or we could call it Go-Go Go-Goat. Because then it's like, the go-go is, you're like, go-go, go-go. I think this is stupid, let's do it. We used a sleek, slanted font to help give us the impression of motion, with the arrows moving forward through the text to help get this idea across. Go-Go's color scheme translates really well into logo form, and I really like the addition of the extra orange from the hoof into the arrow. Introducing Go-Go Go-Goat, all-terrain travel at your fingertips. Now we can't just leave it there. Since the logo was already made, let's build off of this and turn it into an app mock-up. This is essentially just Uber, but awesome, so let's make the UI just like Uber's, but awesome. I think having a map would be kinda helpful here, so let's vector up a quick map of Lumios to use in the app. I don't think I'd call this part of the process difficult, just a bit time-consuming. Honestly, it's kinda nice just vectoring over a map. It makes you realize just how much effort was put into the original to make all the lines connect at the perfect angles and to make everything stand out properly. Now that the map was done, it was time to move on to the actual interface. I tried to keep a similar vibe to Uber's while adding a fun, simple Pokemon twist. So while it's still simple, it's a bit less sleek than normal, opting instead for larger, more bold elements to fit the Pokemon world a bit better. Imagine using this on your Arc phone, or I guess it would be Zygarde phone now, Z phone, or maybe they just have iPhones in a new game, I don't fucking know. You can get a shiny Go-Go that's more expensive if you want to flex on everyone as you trudge slowly down the street, or get a Go-Go XL if you want to take a bunch of your friends on a ride. I also made a stats page so you can learn a little bit more about your goat before choosing them. You can scroll through pictures and read a little bit about them, which I thought was quite a Pokemon-y thing to include. Reintroducing Go-Go Go-Goat, all-terrain travel at your fingertips. You already know I had to animate the splash screen, and I had to pay homage to the Go-Go from our Nuzlocke. Shouts out to the one and only Mangoed. I don't think the UX is the most streamlined, but I think the UI looks pretty nice, so for a silly Go-Go rideshare app, I'd say this was a job well done. I almost forgot though, whenever you open the Uber app nowadays, you have the option to ride and get food. Skiddo snacks, anyone? I guess you'll just have to stick around till next time. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. If you want to support the channel, then check out my online art shop, where I have some cool Pokemon stickers, original stickers, and art prints. Or why not check out one of my design lock videos for more Pokemon logos, or this video here where I talk about bad Pokemon fashion collabs. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.